Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the forecast calls for death from afar as Mr. Yo, playing as the Britons in blue, gets ready to take on MbL, playing as the Turks in red. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Who does manage to catch sight of the wild boar? Why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Britons are a Civ built around supporting its ranged units. Their archery ranges work 10% faster. Their foot archers, except for their skirmishers, come with extra range starting in Castle and Imperial. And if that's not enough range for you, all Briton foot archers can be upgraded to get even more range. Now, all of this extra range is good news for their unique unit, the longbow, an overall decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when fully upgraded. Now, Briton Trebs are also some of the most dangerous in the game because they can be upgraded to do blast damage and have 100% accuracy against stationary non-moving units. And to support their military production, Briton town centers do cost 50% less wood, and their shepherds do work 25% faster, which does help give them a little boost to their early game food income. Pivoting to the north, we've got the Turks, played by MbL, a civilization built around their love of gunpowder. Turkish gunpowder units are created faster, come with extra HP, have cheaper technologies, and some of those gunpowder units can be upgraded to get extra range. Now, staying on brand, the unique unit of the Turks is the Janissary, a more expensive but overall less accurate hand cannoneer with more HP, a stronger attack, more armor, but no bonus against infantry units, which may prove a little problematic against the Britons. And to support these heavy but expensive units on the field of battle, the Turks can actually field some pretty cool supporting units. To start with, their scout line units do come with extra pierce armor, which may be bad news for our Briton. Their cav archers can be upgraded to get 20 extra HP, and their scout line units automatically convert and upgrade rather to light cavalry and then to hussars the second they reach Castle Age and Imperial Age, which does give the Turks access to top of the line light cavalry, perhaps even raiding units, without having to wait for those upgrades to be researched or even pay for them. Now, in order to be able to afford their gunpowder units, which as we all know are quite gold intensive, Turkish gold miners do work 20% faster. They get the chemistry upgrade for free, and the free upgrades I mentioned where their scouts, this guy becomes a light cav and then become a hussar, does save them 1,300 resources on the whole. So these are two very powerful civilizations from afar, one with a ridiculous unique unit that comes with 12 tiles of range, the other with ridiculously strong gunpowder units that potentially, for example, their bombard cannon can come with 14 tiles of range. So we'll see how this all shakes up. Knowing the way I cast and my luck, we'll probably not see a single ranged unit in this game, but never say never. Let's take a look at the bases as the players begin consolidating their food income, and both are sitting at 16 villagers apiece. Primary gold for our Turk off to the side, not a terrible location. Primary stone annoyingly placed on a hill, but plenty of flat ground to the north, the south, the east, and the west, where he can place a mining camp, for example. Two small forests in the forward position will make this fairly easy for MbL to wall off his forward position. The flanks a little bit more complicated, and the right flank completely open. Where are his additional resources? You got 2 piles of gold to the back. Fantastic location for those. Additional stone in the front, also on a hill, and also annoyingly placed on a hill because this looks like, oh, look at that. It looks like a triangle. The things you see in Age of Empires when resources are on the other side of a hill. So overall, not a terrible base. I like the 2 additional gold patches to the back. Very helpful for the Turk, and the additional forest to the back, including one of the OG forests. So it looks like he's got 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll call this 3.5 forests in the starting position. None of them very thick, none of them very juicy, but pretty damn well placed. Let's take a look at our Briton. His primary gold and stone both secure in the back, so that's pretty damn good. Also has a forest to the back, and also has 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll call it 3.5. This one's also a little bit further away. Forests also easy to wall off the front and the sides. The right side pretty easy. The left side, Mr. Yo never want to shy away from big wall offs, so not a bad walling off base for him. Sorry, not primary, secondary stone off campus, secondary gold very far forward. but a bit more gold to the back. So on the whole, I mean, Mr. Yo's base is, I would say, easier to wall off, but MbL's comes with a few extra patches of resources here to the back, which is going to be very good for him if he can secure this base. It looks like a bit of a scuffle evolving here at the 9-minute mark of the game. MbL moves a villager forward to shoot away the scout. Let's take a look at the HPs. 30 HP, 28 HP. So this is not a fight that Mr. Yo would have wanted to take anyway. Let's see how much of the map the players have discovered. MbL running parallel in tandem with this opposing scout. Does stop. Now is he going to chase the scout? Oh, he takes a bit of an early whack. That being said, Mr. Yo's scout, it looks like he's on the high ground. Hard to say. This does look like high ground to me. So MbL's going to have to be careful. By the way, still hasn't located. Nevermind has seen the tip of the blue base. And now he's going to go and explore a little bit of the rest. So now he knows exactly where his opponent is, seeing the forward wall off. And this is what I'm talking about. Mr. Yo, I mean, never one to miss an opportunity to wall off huge parts of the map. Although I'm going to zoom out. Assuming he walls off on this side, this is going to be a nice little baseball diamond shaped wall off for him. And it looks like MbL has gone back with his scout, adding a second friend here, and maybe even a third friend, or no, never mind. This guy's apparently on patrol mode, made it all the way to the middle of the map. Maybe MbL wants to set a trap for Mr. Yo's scout later. Mr. Yo now sees he's under attack by 2 scouts, moves his army forward. So the Feudal Age dance begins as the players create armies designed to zone each other out, designed to be microed. And the dance continues here. It looks like MbL is in the back of the base, so now he's going to get a good amount of scouting. By the way, what has Mr. Yo seen? Yeah, he's done the wide angle loop. Doesn't really know about the rest of this wall off here. The rest of the wall off is basically just houses. Oh, are we going to get the first kill of the game here? First kill of the game, but it's not who you thought would get it. It's the villagers. And it's the super weak villager with 8 HP left. Fantastic get there for Mr. Yo. And now this other scout with 11 HP has to be very, very careful. He is being boxed in on all sides here. 9 HP, 6 HP. Will he continue to scout? What will he see when he does? He's going to discover this southeastern portion of the wall off with both of these scouts. Will Mr. Yo close it in time? Will he close it in time? No, he does not. 1, 2. Yes, he does. So this scout is now trapped, I believe, inside Mr. Yo's base. But Mr. Yo's also released his spearmen. Not exactly Kraken level damage output, but 18 HP damage when your unit has 6 HP is pretty damn good. And we're not too sure what MbL can really do here with this one scout. I guess keep vision on his opponent. As he now moves back, let's take a look at what the players are doing. What are their resources like? Neither player really banking any real amount of resources at the moment. 29 villagers to 30, 10 army count to 6. So they're building Feudal Age armies. Oh, spearmen created to block off and kill this scout who now has 1 HP. That spearman instead runs into a wolf. Oh goodness, 1 HP. All right, and he's trapped inside the back of the base there. Okay, we'll keep an eye on him. See if anything develops with that one spear. No, Mr. Yo not paying attention. Oh God, he walks right into this. This is terrible. 4 scouts needed to take care of that spearman. The spearman brings a wolf with him, but he's injured as well from the previous wolf attack, and the wolf is unrelenting. Who got the kill? Did the wolf get the kill? No, he did not. It is the scouts who got the kill, and MbL just absolutely wipes out the entire expeditionary force of the Briton, whose base is still being kind of seen by this one scout. Okay, MbL now on the move with 6 scouts. There is a bit of an army here, but only 1 spearman. We've seen what MbL can do when he surrounds and kills the spearman. No interest by him, by the way, to wall off the right side of his base, even though he's gone through great lengths to wall off the left side. And man, oh man, is it annoying when a water, it doesn't matter if it's a lake or a river or whatever, forms part of your wall off. Always have to be very, very careful. 8 kills to 2. Our Turk is very much in control militarily of this game. That being said, Mr. Yo's got a little bit more food. MbL's got the gold needed to go up. We know he's got a stable because he's training scouts galore. Where is his secondary structure? He does not have a secondary structure just yet. Yet again picks off. This time though, 2 spearmen do a good amount of damage to his scouts. Another scout dies, but all of a sudden these archers are now exposed. Is there a reinforcing spearman? No, there is not. I don't know if these archers are making it home. Oh, I see a blue dot moving forward. It's going to appear from the bottom of our screen here. Yes, it's a very slow waddling spearman with a very long spear. 2 of the archers die. Another scout dies, but the spearman is down. And I don't think MbL can really continue this push here. His units are very, very weak. But like what are the bears when they get to taste the blood in their mouth? They just attack. They go berserk. And that's what MbL was doing here. By the way, I just want to point out, this is not walled off at all. This base is entirely open. Forget the right side that has nothing in it. This forward position is not walled off at all. Now he's got a secondary structure. Where is it? The blacksmith placed all the way over here. Interestingly placed there by MbL, whose base is getting discovered now by Mr. Yo. Another spearman gets got. This time, though, it is a Turkish spearman. By the way, that is as good as it gets for our Turk. MbL making use of this high ground as part of the wall off, which is fantastic. But one thing about high ground, look at this. It's so hard to know unless he, I mean, queues up a palisade line and just goes like this with his mouse to see if there's any cracks in this wall off. It looks like the scout has gotten out of his base, has seen enough, is now on relic duty. Uh-oh, Mr. Yo's back. Our Briton is a minute and a half away from hitting castle, but so is our Turk. And our Turk, as we saw, has 2 stables. What are you sneaking in there? These scouts are going to be light cavalry the second he hits castle age. Just an absolute awesome feature of the Turks. And this guy is still alive. What the actual hell is going on here? And by the way, that guy's going to be a light cav too in about a minute, assuming he's still alive. Mr. Yo sees the wood line to the back. No villagers there. Of course not. MbL has already evacuated them here to the south, knowing that there is an army moving forward. 40 seconds away. Do not engage. Do not engage. You're 40 seconds away from having light cavalry. With forging, why are you engaging now? Okay, maybe I'm the idiot. Gets the spearman immediately, but I don't know that this is necessarily the right move here. The Turks are one of those civs, like the Mongols, for example, where you just want to keep certain units alive just because there's certain features of your civilization that will make them better, stronger, immediately become light cavalry. But still, he's engaging into a spearman here. The spearman gets mowed down. There's a bit of a fight here to the south of the forest, but let's see what MbL can do here. These archers are doing jack shit to this light cavalry unit. Holy moly. This is why I was telling him to wait to take the engagement. You didn't really need to jump in with your scouts. You could have waited a little bit. It looks like a bit of a trail of death happening here. MbL looks like he's losing more and more of these light cavalry units. Our Briton is now out with crossbows to support his spearmen. But those spearmen get got. MbL hit and running. Look at his units. Half HP. A monk is coming out. 2 monks are coming out. A second town center for our Turk. Nicely placed, by the way. I mean, there's another good location here for a town center. So these are some good locations here for our Turk. Like I mentioned before, I think our Turks backwards facing gold is an absolute gift from the map gods in this matchup. Using a monk to zone out a spearman, not something we see every day, but the crossbows, more reinforcing crossbows. 8 range in early castle age on these crossbows. Definitely needs to invest in some ballistics. This guy's still alive. Of course he is. And now look at his line of sight. Now that he's a castle age light cavalry unit. Second town center for our Briton as well. Also nicely placed close to the golden forest. But Mr. Yo is pushing forward. Not too sure about this. Although I guess with 2 pikemen. Is he reinforcing with more? No. One random crossbow just stops in the middle here. Oh, he's going after the monk. He's going after that monk. Doesn't have ballistics, which means even slow as he is, the monk is going to evade these crossbow bolts. Although maybe not when he's standing and converting the units. Then the light cavalry close. I don't know if MbL was using this monk as bait, but whether or not that's the case, he does manage to close on these crossbows. The pikemen doing a good job. And now I think the crossbows, yeah, stay on the high ground. There's no real need for you to go down. Fantastic. Also, should point out, 5 freaking Pierce armor on a Turkish light cav. Everyone else would have 4. They have 5. Which is why I said it might be bad news bears for our Briton, whose pikeman gets surrounded again. I mean, at this point, Mr. Yo is just kind of feeding in individual units. I'm assuming one of 2 things. The first I don't like, which is it's just a mistake. And the second, which I do like more, is that he's doing something back home. He's a cooking something up, you know? The mad scientist is throwing away a few units here and there to keep MbL from discovering what's going on back here. Although that being said, he's building a university and a 3rd town center. So it's looking more and more like this might just potentially be an error on the part of our Briton, who's now taking a fight from the low ground against... I mean, his crossbows attack on a 7, and we saw these guys have 5 pierce armor. 2 damage per crossbow bolt is not going to do anything to dent these bloodlines. 80 HP light cavalry. He needs 40 crossbows to one-shot these light cavalry units, and he does not have 40 crossbows. He has 10 very weak, very unhealthy, very winter season sick with the cold, the flu, as we all get, as I am right now with my congested voice. And I do apologize. I should point out, like the other day, if you hear a click, I am muting my microphone so that I can cough, so that I don't cough or sneeze in your ears as I'm casting this game. A 3rd town center for our Turk as well. Villager count, identical. Army count, our Briton has a little bit more of an army, but he continues to try to snipe monks, which is giving MbL an opportunity to close in on these crossbows. The good news for Mr. Yo is he's finally gotten ballistics, which is why that university was going up. Oh no, these crossbows are going to be in so much trouble. Not that they aren't. Look at the kill count. 71 kills to 46. That's what happens when you go ranged against a unit that comes with extra pierce armor. You need a lot more of it. Why are you still alive, and why are you not actually looking around the base? What's the point of keeping this unit alive? We know MbL has had in recent times issues with getting housed. So if he can kill or die or delete one of these, suicide one of these units with 1 HP, why the hell not? Villagers building a barracks. They know they're not going to get it up in time. Oh, beautiful wall off here by Mr. Yo. By the way, I should point something out that Mr. Yo is doing that is absolutely brilliant. He has walled himself off. I mean, houses are not great. I'd love to see maybe a stone wall. Double wall off to the left. Kinda double wall off, but not really. Kind of a confusing jumbled wall off here to the right. And the front, fully walled off. I don't know if this is walled off. I don't know about this. Is there something behind this? No. Oh yeah, there is a palisade. There, where that blue bar is next to the chimney where Santa would go down. But why is that smart? Because Mr. Yo knows how to play the Turks. And he knows when you're playing the Turks if you hit the late game. And we're nowhere close to the late game. I mean, both players are hoarding a lot of gold. These are not very gold-intensive armies, but if you do reach the late game and you have to deal with Turkish Hussars raiding your base, that is something Mr. Yo loves to do, but maybe does not like so much to have done to him. And so he has already preemptively carved off. This looks like a 1/6 of the map. Okay, now MbL's a bit of a mistake here, engaging underneath the town center with how many? 15 villagers and crossbows inside it. So he is going to now have to run the hell away. A few scorpions are out as well. Okay, so our Turk is building a pretty good counter range army here. Let's see how much he can get done with it as this hawk flies over. Now, I've said some silly things that have landed me in trouble with some comments, but not as... I think the most contentious thing I said in 2023 was that I couldn't think of a single movie with Colin Farrell in it that I liked. Even Alexander, he was not that great in. And this hawk reminds me of that rant I went on about 2 months ago because it reminds me of the Battle of Gaugamela in the movie where he's got the hawk that's flying overhead and seeing everything. Not that he can really warg into that hawk and see what the hawk is seeing, but I think it's just a cinematic thing. But yeah, just seeing that hawk again reminded me, and there were a lot of people that were upset that I said I did not like any Colin Farrell movies, and then, yeah, I tried to watch a bunch of YouTube clips, and I'm doubling down. I still can't find a good Colin Farrell movie that I like. A fourth town center for our Turk, who, by the way, inch by inch, step by step, is encroaching onto the middle of the map here. Our Briton expanding a little bit off to the side. So he is opening up his arms for the warm Turkish embrace that is to come. Pikemen and crossbows, a mangonel added in, but the Scorpions are on the high ground. Target the Scorpion, target the Scorpion. He does. The pikemen close. They should do a good job. Oh, mangonel on the high ground does take more than one shot to die. Crossbows, crossbows. Beautiful split by Mr. Yo. Unfortunately, he still does lose 2 of the units, so just a fraction of a second too late. And the kill count is now 36 more for our Turk, who is now being pushed into. And whose forward wall off, if I can even call it a wall off, is still not complete. The right side still open. MbL. This is the base of somebody who wants to be the one who puts on the aggression and not the one who has to defend against it. Whereas Mr. Yo's base, as we saw with the multiple layered wall offs, very much the opposite. So the players have chosen their game plan. Although this might throw a wrench into my theory, the fact that this is a very, very defensive castle, although not like MbL can really push out at the moment with these crossbows and pikemen here. Although I keep repeating the same word sometimes, like a parrot. This is a fantastic hill for that castle, literally king of the hill. In comes a battering ram, and our Turk is in Imperial. Mr. Yo, ruh-roh. And all of a sudden, the scout has become a light cav, has become a man and a hussar. Oh, and a couple of friends join in, and he's going to try to bust into this wall off here. Is Mr. Yo responding? Okay. Sending 2 villagers into the face of a few hussars. Not too sure about that, as a pikeman enters the back of the Turkish base. A pikeman draws no fewer than 4 hussars away, as Mr. Yo continues to demolish infrastructure. Surprised he's not going after the monastery and instead going after the siege workshop. Although maybe he wants to get rid of the potential threat of mangonels first. And the hussars are in. Where's the guy? Where's my buddy with 1 HP? Oh, did he die? Oh, he must have died. We'll have seen that in picture. Oh, that's sour. And this is exactly what Mr. Yo did not want to happen. But he's got a few pikemen. He's got some very, very full town centers here that are going to help defend against this. 5 have become 3, have become 2. Pikeman chasing the one to the right. Forget about the one that to the right. You've got one to the left of you here. Oh, Mr. Yo's going to lead these guys on a merry little chase while he gets slaughtered here. Rather, MbL's going to lead these guys on a merry little chase, not Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo's going to be chasing. 1 kill about to become 2 kills for this hussar, as Mr. Yo now gets pressed into yet again by our Turk to the flank here. Is he using a treb to attack crossbows? Oh, man. What an absolute hilarious turn of events here to the front as a treb is out. Now, not really much for that treb to attack. Looks like the raid to the back of Mr. Yo's base has been cleared up. Has he shorn up his wall? I don't even know what the hell is going on here. Pikemen versus Hussar. Not too sure they're going to be as effective as they can be. Remember, the Britons do have halberdiers, but you got to be an Imperial to get halberdiers, and Mr. Yo is still 50 seconds away from Imperial. As more and more of these Hussars, and this is exactly what Mr. Yo suspected would happen. Hussars raiding to the left, Hussars attempting to raid to the here, but oh, the castle in combination with the crossbows and the pikemen gun them down before they can accomplish anything more. Pikemen gunning down these other Hussars of MbL, and look at that. All of a sudden, our Briton is safe. Although here again, I'm not too sure this is fully walled off. I don't really know. I'm trying to click this tree because of course I can't click worth a damn. And a defensive castle for him. Deletes a house to get it. MbL, though. Okay. Figured he can't really expand to the front, so now he's expanding to the side. And oh, no. I say oh, no, because I feel like I'm going to have to put about 8 picture-in-pictures here with all the raids that are about to happen, with more stables being plopped down. But there's the Halberdier upgrade. More upgrades for his military for Mr. Yo. Padded archer armor for our Turk, who doesn't have a single ranged unit queued. These Hussars are going to try to get some stone miners to the right. It looks like in that band that we saw a few seconds ago to the left are moving in. And the villagers all go down. Oh, a missed opportunity to get the monk, but he catches it. Loses a Hussar for it. Not a bad trade overall. Let's zoom out and see the Hussars here on the left side. So MbL has repelled Mr. Yo's forward attack. And now he himself is the one raiding. Our Briton does have 1 relic. This is why I told Mr. Yo across space and time to go after that monastery. Look how close it is to evicting the relics. Halberdiers love tap those Hussars and they die. This is a completely different beast. Plus 32 attack against cavalry. Artillery for our Turk, who's getting 2 bombards. They're going to come with 14 range. And Mr. Yo's got his first longbow. Oh, it's not something you see with the Britons a lot. And I hate it. It's such an amazing unit. 12 freaking range. Although 10 range on some of these crossbow units is potentially pretty badass too. Although I might want to upgrade these guys to arbalests at some point. SARS yet again pulling apart this Briton army. This Brit is having a bit of trouble. Mr. Yo kind of, it feels like his gameplay is a little confused. Or if not confused, a little hesitant, because he's got to deal with all of these various raids which he knows are coming, while at the same time, with the slower units also push out on his own. The last Hussar, will he get the villager before he dies? Yes, he does. Oh my god, what a get there for MbL. And take a look at the range. 12 plus 2 equals 14 if Sesame Street taught me anything. He's still not going after the monastery. Okay, now he's going after the monastery. One more ball, and send your monks forward, Mr. Yo. Won't be the first time you've taken relics right from underneath your opponent's nose. And now he's building some defensive castles here to the back of his base. Hussar versus Halberdier. The numbers are here for the Hussar, but the power is here for the Halberdier as they absolutely mow down what looks like maybe 12 Hussars. Not too sure why you're retreating. Oh, beautiful retreat there. Yeah, these Halberdiers are gonna have to be a little lighter on their toes if they want to avoid the bombard cannon shots. Random Treb going where, not too sure. The Turkish castle here to the center is down. What was that? A wolf just got here to the left side of Mr. Yo's base. Has our Briton seen any of this, by the way? Okay, he's seen a little bit of it. So he knows there's something cooking up here on the right side of the center position. He's got to get rid of these bombards, though. Oh, mama, he is doubling down on longbowmen. That's why he got padded archer armor. Our Turk is going heavy cav archers. Sipahi with Sipahi, 100 HP cav archers. 6 pierce armor, even against a fully upgraded longbow, which this is not. That is going to be very problematic. Where is Mr. Yo's military? Why is he here with 11 unsupported halberdiers as the longbows? No, do not get off your high ground. Okay, Trebs are trying to take down these bombards, but the bombards are moving. They are gunning down the Trebs. Fantastic movement so far out of MbL, who gets all... Oh my god, he lost one. Gets all 4 Trebs, a longbow. 2 of you just move forward. This guy's got 8 HP. And this is giving me Feudal Age vibes of zoning out. You know, the halberdiers are going to zone out the Hussars while the archer units kind of take each other out. Let's compare the stats, by the way. Oh, I clicked on a Hussar because, yeah, of course I did. Although it's not really fair. Okay, let's compare it in 14 seconds when Yeoman and Elite Longbow are completed, because now it's going to have... Now these longbows are going to be fully upgraded. 11 attack, 12 range to the 11 attack, 7 range of the Cav Archer. But look at the HP difference. 60 more HP on the Cav Archers. Even though, look at that beautiful arc of arrows from the longbows. What an absolute beauty to see. Wow, I love this. I have loved watching this from 1999. Mr. Yo! Oh, I don't even know what got him, the Hussars or the Bombard. It looked like the bomb. This guy's got 16 kills. Holy shit. That is a fantastic Bombard cannon. A few glorified pikemen take out some heavy Cav Archers, but the real battle is here to the center of the map. A supporting castle is going to shoo away these Cav Archers. Even with 100 HP, they should not be taking a fight underneath a castle. Longbows need to get inside the castle. Speaking of, their range has now been nullified by these Cav Archers who are closing in, as are 3 Trebs. Man, castle's going up for both players. Castle's going down for both players. A random Hussar here trying to stop these villagers from repairing. The Bombard cannon does finally go down. The one with 16 plus kills. I love that we're seeing longbows. Longbows on the high ground. Oh, they're going after the Bombard. They get the Bombard. What other unit could have sniped that Bombard cannon? Why do I feel like Mr. Yo's halberdier reinforcement is very, very weak? Only 8 barracks. He's only training 2 halberdiers at a time. Why? Getting hoardings? Okay, 3 or 4 minutes too late. His Trebs are on the high ground. Do they have Warwolf? Area of effect range. They do have Warwolf, which means they do not miss, which means this big fiery ball is going to destroy that Treb. And now we can even attack other land units like that one who stopped moving. Now, I don't know if how exactly the mechanic works. Do you have to stop moving before the Treb shoots? Or because that Bombard cannon was moving a little bit. But holy moly. I mean, Mr. Yo is doing one thing fantastically and one thing not so fantastically. Fantastically, he's stopping our Turk from raiding in about 7 different locations. Because believe me, if Mr. Yo was playing the Turks, there would be raids over here. There would be raids over here. There would be raids over here, as there are now here. So that's what he's doing fantastically. He's keeping MbL from raiding, even though MbL has 50 more army count than him. Now, what he's not doing so fantastically is taking advantage of the long range of the longbow to create a big, untouchable death ball. Right now, he's got an army count of 28 here in the center. So not exactly a death ball, more exactly like a death pebble. But he knows, not for his first time playing against a raiding civilization like the Turks. Uh-oh, is this open? No, it is not open. Oh. Mr. got to get the numbers up. He's down 30 supply. A lot of it, though, is in villagers, which I don't mind. The Britons do not need a lot of villagers. Theirs is not a very costly army. Okay, it's not a terrible trade for Mr. Yo. I would love to see, again, he's clumping these guys in small little groups. And MbL is just taking better engagements here. He's ahead now, what looks like 70 kills. As Mr. Yo has to plug up the hole. Oh, he plugs it up last minute. Amazing. And he moves his lumberjacks back. Does he still have the force to back? No. Oh, wait a second. Our Briton is out of wood. Look at this. Overpopulated 37 lumberjacks. He is struggling. He's training 1 halberdier at a time only. But he still does have 36 longbows, which are going to be able to get these bombards. Oh, no. There they do. 2 bombards die. Looks like a third shooting its ball at these guys. Now, and technically, the bombard does outrange the longbows by 2. There's not something I can say about many units in this game. And MbL, I guess, decides enough is enough. I'm not going to keep trying to raid you where you're unraidable. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stumbles into a whole field of halberds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5, I think. Die immediately. We'll take a look at that chase in picture. Okay, now Mr. Yo's finally training 8 halberdiers at once. He needs to get enough longbows that he can one-shot these bombard cannons even when they're on the high ground. So let's take a look at how many he would need. We've got 5 pierce armor against 11 attack. So 6 damage to a unit that has 100. So 17 shots. He does have 29. Why wasn't he one-shotting? I guess they were missing. The Sards close in on the longbows and a castle. They will pay the price. It looks like the halberdiers got and a whole bunch of villagers are now dead here because of it. 23 kills, 6 of them villagers. Now it looks like MbL is expanding here with bombard towers. Man, we've seen MbL play the Turks before against Hera, and he loved his bombard towers. He is going to start encroaching more and more. Mysterio's got to push out, but this is that second thing I was mentioning. The thing that he's not doing as well as he could be, which is keeping his opponent from pushing straight into him. The side raids, he's doing fantastic. I mean, look, 6 dead villagers is not great, but not the end of the world. More importantly, though, he's got to deal. This is a death ball. 29 cav archers, 51 kills. The longbows, 22 kills on 29 units. He is training 8 more of them. He does have 3 castles. Camels? Okay. Possibly a misclick out of our Turk, as 3 camels rush to their inevitable deaths here. Not okay. This is great by Mysterio, using these halberdiers to keep the cav archers in place, but his longbows are just not doing any damage to these cav archers. They step into the castle firing range, though. So 7 of them do die, but that still leaves 22, and he is training more. He's going up to 26. Oh, he discovers, by the way, Mysterio, that there are 2 bombard towers here. No doubt he wanted to go after the stone, which he thinks is full. But nuh-uh, it looks like it's about half mined out. Mysterio is sticking very closely to this castle, hugging it like his life depended on it. Like Rose at the end of Titanic on the door. There is no more room for Leonardo DiCaprio to be on this hill. Oh, the bombards. They are getting HP down off this castle. What is that? What the hell just happened here? Mysterio put his archers inside the castle and then immediately took them out to the left side. Looks like a Treb we saw is heading. Okay, so 1 Treb. There is no military here. 2, rather a siege workshop and a stable being built as well. MbL has just gobbled up the map. I mean, look at the minimap. He's just taken over the entire map. And Mysterio, even though he has a fantastic army, 35 longbows and 37 halberdiers, is not a small army and not an easy army to engage into without losing your entirety, your entire army. Now these longbows should be focusing on the cav archers. Let the halberdiers fend for themselves here. That's exactly what they do. And this is what I've always said about longbows. Why are they such a finicky unit? Unless you micro them, all 31 are going to fire on 1 unit, and we know that he doesn't need 31 to one-shot. He's healing them up, 20 of them in the castle. But look at our Turk. He's shown up. He doesn't have a single Treb. He's got 7 bombard cannons with 14 range, though. And Mysterio, again, kind of dazed and confused here. Okay. MbL probably should not have taken that engagement without moving his bombards forward. A little bit late to the party they are. 6 bombards do manage to get a single longbow. Oh, and now things are getting really bad here for our Britain. I don't want to look away, but I really want to look at the other parts of the map right now. Okay, a good time to watch. Look at this. Oh my god, I was wondering what this is. It's stables. More bombard towers, more bombard towers. The Treb looks like it got probably by this bombard cannon with 3 kills. In move a whole bunch of halberdiers. This is the... Oh my god, the horse! The horse blocked MbL! You mother... This is the inherent inefficiencies involved in Age of Empires, where you have to send literally 11 halberdiers to get rid of 1 bombard, and you only get rid of it because this stupid ass horse, this wild horse, was blocking the way. But MbL is just attacking on all fronts, and what Mysterio did so well for the vast majority of this game, which is keep his opponent at bay, he is not doing so well anymore. He's replaced a few of these barracks, but he is down. Okay, never mind. He's up to 9. Never mind. 3 of them are back here. Why are you building them all the way back here? Because you're expecting raids. That's why. Oh, man. Things are going from bad to worse here for our Briton. Although, look at the scores. Holy shit. They're literally 1.5% apart in scores. How epic is that? After an hour and 8 minutes, nonetheless. Although now it looks like our Turkey is starting to run away with the score. Not that I put much truck into the score anyway, but it looks like the raiding inside of Mysterio's base is just proving a little bit too much for him. His army count is now down to 26. Not that our Turk has a huge army count, but he has a very good army composition. 3 bombards, a whole bunch of cav archers, and an endless supply with 80 villagers on food of hussars. Mysterio is down 60 total supply, and I think, yeah, I don't know how much longer he'll stay in this game, unless he plans on training a bunch of halberdiers out here. Yes, he is. Treb is coming under attack. By what? Will he get another shot off at the bombard tower? Yes, he does. He needs one more. He needs one more. Oh, he left Mysterio left us with blue balls here. Literally blue balls. These blue Treb balls. One more needed to get rid of that bombard tower. But holy moly, what an absolute epic game out of both of these players. The scores. Okay, now the scores are about, what? 7, 8, 10% apart. Whereas a second ago they were not. But MbL, look at the mini-map. He is in all quadrants. The north, he's in the east, he's in the west. And for a brief shining moment, he was inside the south quadrant as well with those hussars raiding. Wow. I mean, MbL with the Turks seems unstoppable. Might be the new Huang with the Celts, but we've got MbL with the Turks. How many bombard towers does he have? 16 bombard towers. That's the luxury that you can afford when you control 75% of the map. And what the hell? Oh my god, he's even building bombard towers over here to stop these guys from jacking lumber. And Mysterio just runs out of wood. He can't go here? Absolutely not. Now you can't even go here. This is the last wood that he's got. Epic game out of both the players. Like I said, Mysterio did a fantastic job walling his base in initially, suspecting that what was going to happen was a huge amount of raids, and we did see a good amount of raids out of our Turk. Not as many as there probably would have been if this was a different player who didn't preemptively wall his base off. But again, after putting on a little bit of pressure here, doing, by the way, a good amount of damage. He did get the castle that was up here. He got the siege workshop, the monastery as well. Doesn't look like he took any of the relics, though. Maybe one of the relics, because I think it was 3-1 before. Now it's 3-2. After that, it really is our Turk who dictated the pace of the game and just incrementally, tile by tile by tile, pushed our Briton back. And even though these longbows did put in the work, I say these longbows, he's down to only 3 of them. Even though they did put in the work, I just feel like Mysterio didn't really get enough of a halberdier meat shield that he needed. He needed double the amount of halberdiers that he had if he was going to play longbows. Longbows are not very strong. I mean, they're stronger than a lot of foot archers with an 11 attack, but that's not very strong against a hussar, especially a Turkish hussar with 7 now. 7 pierce armor. So you're doing 4 damage to a unit that has 95 HP. That's literally 23 attacks needed to kill a single hussar. Wow. Fun game. 527 spearmen, 526 scouts. Let's look at the kill count, because that's a lot. Oh my goodness. Our Turks, surprisingly, with the higher kill count. I would have thought Mysterio would have had the higher kill count, being on the defense of the entire game, but he is down 173 kills, and MbL managed to get, what, 5 times more villager kills than his opponent? Wow, look at those numbers. PKPM for Mysterio, surprisingly, right at the end of the game. PKPM for MbL, beginning, early castle. Oh yeah, about 20% bigger economy for our Turk. 800 relic gold extra, not really the end of the day. Not really the, I don't think the contributing factor to the big W here, but 800 extra gold doesn't hurt when you're the Turks. And let's see how much more gold in total. Not that much more gold, only 1,000 more gold. Mysterio, 48,000 to 44,000, so about 4,000 more wood. Oh my goodness, down 26,000 food. Well, there you go. There's your endless hussar rating. And stone count also basically identical. Conversions 5 out of 681, not even 1%. And look at all the cool unique techs. Warwolf, Yeoman. Where is the artillery Sipahi? There it is a few minutes later. That I, of course, missed during the main game. But MbL holds off the attempts by Mr. Yo to encourage into the center of his base and then just explodes out. But a tempered explosion, not a massive, huge boom, but rather a step-by-step pushing you back. Because why? Mr. Yo's army was very dangerous. Halberdiers and longbows. How do you engage into that with even with Sipahi cav archers and extra pierce armor hussars? You engage into that over and over and over and over and over and over again, just like our Turk did. You just keep throwing things at your opponent. And your opponent's biggest weakness? Mobility. The Britons here, especially the army that Mr. Yo built, not exactly the most mobile of armies. And so when your entire armed force is on a horse, you can afford to run around a little bit, pull your opponent in various directions, take control of the map in a way that you couldn't against other civilizations where, for example, a Cuman would send units to raid here, a Magyar would send units to raid here, anyone who has faster moving cavalry units would send units to raid, but our Briton can't. And so if your opponent can't stop you from taking the stone, what the hell is stopping you from taking the stone? And MbL says nothing except this jackass wild horse who caused him to lose his bombard cannon. I think that bombard cannon could have probably survived with these towers here to support it, but that one horse blocking the way was just absolutely hilarious and sour at the same time. And it is with that hilarity, with that sourness, that MbL, our Turk, is victorious in a very bloody, very death from afar, I got what I wanted to see game. MbL takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.